What's going on, guys, and welcome back for episode number 8 of Restoring Style. Today is a big day as we take on Real Madrid in the first knockout round of the Champions League. But I've got quite a few things to talk about before we get into any matches. So I'll start off with our fixtures results since the last episode. Now, I forgot to mention that there was actually a winter break in Romania. We played our last competitive fixture in December. It is now February, so only 2 results actually to talk about. In the League Cup, we made it to the semi-finals. We beat Botasani in the quarters 5-2. Very, very comfortable victory. Vilcenu with 2 goals, the 17-year-old sensation. Kazero getting 2 goals as well, and Iancu also getting on the score sheet. So a very, very pleasing result. That means we'll now play Cluj in the semi-final. And in the league, we actually drew a game at home, very disappointingly, 0-0 at home to FC Brasov. I mean, they gave us a good game in fairness. They played very well. They probably deserved a point, actually, in the game. And they got one, so I can't say any more than that. Well played to them. But, you know, disappointed against a side that are much lower than us in the table, that we can only pick up a point. So this is how the league table is shaping up. We're still a point in front of Dinamo Bucharest. They're still unbeaten. They dropped points in their last game. FC Astra only 4 points behind us, but I think the likelihood of them putting up a real title challenge is very, very slim. I can't see them putting up a real fight for the title, but we will see anyway. So that brings us to the present. And, well, I've been racking my brains, actually, how I'm going to structure this episode, because the way the cup competitions have been scheduled is just a bit all over the place. So we've got Real Madrid in the first knockout round, first leg. And then in between that, we've got the first leg of our League Cup semi-final tie against Cluj. Then we've got Real Madrid again in the second leg of our knockout round. After that, we play the first leg of our Romanian Cup tie against Petrolul in the semi-finals before we play the second leg of our League Cup tie against Cluj. So, you know, it's just a bit all over the place, a bit of a mess. So I've decided that for the next 2 or 3 episodes, we are solely going to focus on the Champions League and the Romanian Cup. I'm not going to live com the semi-final of the League Cup because the board do not regard it as an important competition. Therefore, I'm not going to either. Of course, if we get to the final, then I will cover the final in a live com, but I'm not going to cover the semi-finals. I'm not going to live com the semi-finals. I'm going to live com today. I'm only going to live com 1 game. It's a bit of a difference. Of course, I usually do 2 games. I'm going to cover the Real Madrid game today. Depending on that result in that first leg, of course, if we get battered in the first leg, which is a possibility, of course, it's Real Madrid, I won't cover the second leg. If it's tight, if we draw in this first leg, or if we, you know, somehow beat Real Madrid here in the first leg, then I'll cover the second leg. I'll also cover the Petrolul semi-final in the Romanian Cup. I'll live com both legs of that one. I think that's an important competition. It's a competition I really want to win in my first season, so I'm going to cover both legs. Ideally, I would have liked to have covered the Champions League today, both legs, but you know, there's such a gap in between both legs. There's nearly a month gap in between the first and second leg, so you know, I really haven't got the time today to live com both. So today we're just going to cover the first leg. I hope you guys understand. I know it's a bit of a mess. I've probably not explained how I'm going to structure it very well, but I hope you guys understand that that is what is going to happen. So before we actually get into the Real Madrid game, I've just remembered transfers. Now, the transfer window did open and shut since the last episode, and we did do some business. So I'll talk about one player that actually left the club. First up, Gil Herme has gone to Copenhagen for £1 million. You've not heard a lot about him, to be honest. He's not played at all this season because, 1, he's a left back, so he hasn't fit into our system that we play, and 2, he's Brazilian, so of course he's a player that we've needed to move on. If you know the premise of this save on the rules that I have set myself in this save, I'm trying to win the Champions League with a full Romanian squad. Of course, he's not Romanian, so he's been kicking up a fuss. I was happy to let him go. Get £1 million for him was quite good, to be honest, and he went on his way. We also brought in one player, Andrei Muresan from Sheriff. I believe that's in Cyprus. Is that in Cyprus? I'm not even sure. Oh no, Moldova. Sheriff in Moldova, Romanian centre-back, 29 years old. We need another centre-back, of course. We play with 3 at the back, and we only have 4 centre-backs in the squad. So, if we had a couple of injuries, that would have not bode well for us. So we've brought in this guy, very experienced, really, really good centre-back. In fact, he's not able to play in the Champions League due to being cup-tied, but, he's a very, very good player. We brought him in for £350,000, which is a pretty good deal in my opinion. And yeah, I was happy to do that deal for him. So we're going to shift our focus to the Real Madrid game today. And this is the team we're actually putting out. Got a few injury concerns. Cazero is out for 2 months with a torn hamstring, which is not ideal because we only have 2 natural strikers in the squad now. Inache is also out for between 12 days and 2 weeks with a twisted knee. And we welcome Alex Chipque into the squad. You may remember right at the start, he was unavailable due to medical reasons. He's back in the squad now. As soon as he come back, he picks up an injury. He's out for 4 to 5 weeks with fractured ribs. He was actually wanted by Crystal Palace in the transfer window. They put in a couple of bids for him, but I'll be looking to keep him around. Nicandro Brevel, not available for this one. He's out suspended. We also welcome back, where's the other guy? Lucien Philippe. He was another player that was out for medical reasons. Not sure why he's on the transfer list. I don't think I've done that. I mean, he's not the best player, but, he's decent. He's a decent defensive midfielder, so I'll be keeping him around for now. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything else really to talk about. This is the team, though. We've got Alauskis in goal. Back 3 of Tamás, Pap, Radoy. Midfield, we've got Popper, Borkenu, Niagu and Tanase, and then we've got Stanku playing behind Raul Ruzescu and George Tukadin. I've set up defensive. These are my team instructions. Playing deep are going to be a lot more discipline. Basically, we're going to be looking to keep this game as tight as possible. If we can nick a goal somehow, we're going to be looking to do it. If we can nick a scrappy goal, that'll be perfect. But, it's Real Madrid. We're going to have a difficult time in this game. But, you never know what can happen. We drew 1-1 with Bayern at home. So, maybe we can get a draw against Real Madrid as well. That will remain to be seen. So, before we actually get into the game, I thought I'd show you the Real Madrid team. I mean, I've heard about this Real Madrid team. I've heard they've got a few players, are pretty decent at this football luck. I mean, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's have a quick look at him. Got 23 goals this season in 33 appearances as well. I mean, George Tukadin's played 1 more game this season and he's got 7 more goals. So, I think we know who the star man of this tie is. They've got, James Rodriguez, pretty decent. Benzema, it's alright. It's a decent team, but, Ryan Babel on the bench as well. Oh, Ryan Babel, how much did they buy him for? 3.2 million. It's a brilliant signing there. Anyway, getting sidetracked, so we'll get actually into the game. We'll set up the opposition instructions. I'm not going to just cut out, I'm not going to bring you just the highlights in this game. I think because we're just doing 1 game in this episode, I'm going to bring those speed down. Because we're only doing 1 game in this episode today, I'm going to cover this game in full. I'm just hopeful we don't get battered in this one, to be honest. Although in the first 5 minutes, so far so good. We've had a couple of shots. But Real Madrid with their first chance probably here. Isco into Cristiano Ronaldo. Good defending from Paul Pat, but it's just going to fall to Iriamendi. Isco, Ronaldo, he's got space. And, you know what, I just can't be disappointed if we lose this one. I really can't. We've done brilliant to make it this far. I wasn't expecting us to actually get out of the group. So, to get to this stage, against Real Madrid, it's, what can I expect? I can't expect really to go through. That would be very, very hopeful. Cristiano Ronaldo gets it out his feet. Lovely finish. Top corner. Not much Alauskis can do about that. And Real Madrid take an early lead. So as I said, if Real Madrid get a comfortable lead in this first leg, I'm not going to live com the second leg. We're away at the Bernabeu. If Real Madrid win this one comfortably, is there any point in me live comment the second leg? Not really, and it looks like they could do that. Cristiano Ronaldo hits the post, Paul Pap gets it clear, and Real Madrid, I mean, it looks fairly even in terms of the stats. We had the same amount of shots, possession is fairly even, so, but of course Real Madrid have, had the only 2 highlights of the game so far. So as I said, yeah, Real Madrid win this one comfortably. We won't cover the second leg in a live com. We'll just go straight to the Romanian Cup first leg. And the second leg as well. I'll cover both those legs actually in one episode as Marcelo brings it forward into Isco. All Real Madrid so far. Benzema, is he going to make it 2-0? Patiently playing it out wide to Marcelo. They're just building it up here. Cristiano Ronaldo into Rodriguez. Falls to Ronaldo. Is going to be 2-0. Yes, it is. In the same spot once again. And what can I change? There's not really much I can do, is there? What can I do here? Do I go to counter? We'll skip that. We'll skip that. We don't need to look at it again, do we? I'll go to counter. Maybe that can do something. I really don't know. Against Real Madrid, what actually can I do? Again, Marcelo coming forward. But this season has been a real success so far. We're in the semi-finals of 2 cup competitions. We're top of the league as Benzema makes it 3-0. And my fears of this being a bit of a battering could be coming true. 3-0, just half an hour gone in this game. Marcelo, of course, we don't play with fullbacks, so wingers or attacking fullbacks are always going to be a problem for us. But can we score a goal here maybe? Pap into Tanase, into Niagu, come on, bring it forward. Nikosos, thank you, just lose the ball, that's okay, no worries. Not like we wanted to score a goal in this tie. Rodriguez, they're going to come forward and score again probably. But yeah, as I said, this season has gone very well so far. I'm actually going to bump up the highlight speed just a little bit. Getting to the semi-finals of 2 cup competitions, leading the way in the league. And I could have asked for a much better season, of course, getting to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. So, so far, this first season in charge has gone very well. Next season, I can't see the league being that difficult for us, if I'm being too honest. This season, of course, we've only got a 1-point lead over Dinamo Bucharest, but it just feels like we're coasting through most games. And a lot of these games we're not even playing strong sides. We're playing not weakened sides, but we're giving the youth a chance. And from next season on, I just can't see it being that difficult. Of course, the main challenge of this series is going to be in the Champions League, and we're most definitely going to be going out in the first knockout round. Real Madrid 3-0 up here, but that's kind of my thoughts on the league for next season. But we'll see what happens. Real Madrid will definitely be going through in this tie. Sorry if this commentary is not the best. I'm not used to actually commentating for a whole game. Of course, my structure lately has Real Madrid 3-0, Ronaldo hat-trick. I said Tukadine was the better player before the game, and look what he's gone and done. But yeah, I'm not used to kind of commentating through whole games. Of course, the structure that I've been going with for my videos is that I've been showing 2 or 3 games an episode and breaking it up to show you the key highlights. But due to the way, as I said, these competitions have been set up, for this episode only, this episode only, I'll just cover this one game in full. Definitely won't be covering the second leg as it stands. Real Madrid 4-0 up here. Let's actually boost up the highlights and speed them up again, because I don't really want to sit through us getting absolutely pummeled by Real Madrid here. Benzema bringing it forward, probably going to be 5-0 here. Tanase with a good challenge though. Thank you. Can we pull a goal back? Can we salvage some pride? Probably not. Ronaldo again, creating havoc. Oh, off the bar. Would have been a fantastic strike. It would have been his 4th goal of the game. Let's make a change. Let's make some subs. Why not? Niagu, you can come off. We'll bring on Iancu, and we'll also bring off Tanase, and we'll bring on Latafleki. It's not going to make much difference, really, is it? But we'll see what they can do. Real Madrid making some changes. Have they brought on Ryan Babel yet? Don't think so. But Real Madrid, the quality has definitely shown. Of course, we've done really well against Bayern. I was hoping we could produce a similar result. And maybe get a draw in this one, but Real Madrid just too good. Cristiano Ronaldo just too good, and Real Madrid are going to comfortably go through in this tie. I should have probably shown actually the other fixtures in the Champions League, but is there any point now we're going out? Is that we're not going to be focusing on the Champions League anymore? But it's been a good run. It has been a good run to make it to the knockout round. That's a fantastic start in our first season. And of course, in the next few years, we'll be looking to build on that. Next year, I don't know. It depends, the kind of players that we can bring in. I'm excited for our youth intake. I'm not sure when it is, but I'm really excited for our youth intake. See what kind of players, because we're going to be, focusing a lot on our youth in this series. We're going to need to, bring through really good players, I think. to achieve our goal in this series. And that's the end of the first leg. Real Madrid winning 4-0. Easy victory for them. As I said, I couldn't have expected much from, this tie. PSG beating Arsenal 4-0 in the first leg also. Let's have a look at the fixtures actually. Oh, no, that's not what we're going to do. So Dortmund beating Benfica 1-0. Atletico winning 3-0 away at Liverpool. Man City beat Bayern 4-1 at home. Juventus played Barcelona. Lille faced Chelsea, and Roma drew 0-0 with Monaco. So, as I said, I'm not going to cover the second leg of this tie. There's really no point. We're going to the Bernabeu. We're 4-0 down. Is there any point? Not really. So, the next episode will be the Romanian Cup. We're going to cover the first leg against Petrolul, and we'll also cover the second leg in one episode. Sorry about this episode. It hasn't been the most structured episode, I'll say. I know it's been a bit of a... it's been a bit different, of course, from previous episodes. But, if you did enjoy it, be sure to leave it a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel just yet, please do subscribe. But for now, it's been Halfback FM, and I'll see you guys